Hey, hey! News Now Toowoomba reporting in the district of Cambodia here at the Greenmount Memorial Returned Servicemen Hall. I have with me some stills today. I wasn't videoing because I had other duties, so I wasn't going to video and run around after these cute little kids. The community here is farewelling John Fort, operator of the local post office for decades. He is retiring following health issues last year, as well as reaching retirement age. He owned the post office. It's a private business, but had contract to deliver Australia Post services to the community here. So we have here a warm embrace from current president of the Greenmount Returned Servicemen Memorial Hall, Liz Fitzgibbon. I believe John, long-serving member on the same committee as well as past president. So John, very much ingrained in the community, not just with the ongoing residents here, but because of Greenmount's proximity, been only 25 minutes out from the Toowoomba CBD by car. It's very much becoming a commuter suburb. So, a lot of the long-term residents of the village here and the newbies both appreciate John. A lot of the newbies have said John has made them feel very welcome and very included, even though they're fairly new. So John, as I think I said, private owner of the business, has sold it. It is a private business but had contract to deliver Australia Post services. He ran a corner shop but delivered the Australia Post services there. He had a health scare last year and was looking to sell. I think retirement was on the cards anyway, but that prompted it. And without a buyer, he was basically going to have to walk away from it. Thankfully, he has a buyer. I think it's going to continue as post office and cafe now, I hear, rather than corner store, which would be great for the locals and all the day trippers, which is fantastic. However, John was looking to walk away, which concerned residents. Were talking to Australia Post about how they get their mail, because they don't actually have post boxes at their house in Greenmount. There's no postal delivery. They go to the post office and get it when it's opened, unless they have a PO box there. So that's how it worked there. The concerning thing was local sources have informed me that the response from Australia Post was, "What are you talking about? The postman will deliver." And they're scratching their heads saying, "You're running the show for, all of Greater Toowoomba, or Southern and Eastern Darling Downs. What do you mean?" So it's a bit of what do you mean back and forward until Australia Post locally realised that, hey, they don't have one. So in the 4359 postcode that Greenmount is a part of, there's East Greenmount, a smaller village, and then there's Ascot and West Halden, which you couldn't even call them villages. They'd be hamlets, really. So they all get post delivery. Australia Post responses, "What are you talking about? It's modern Australia, we're inland city in Toowoomba, but pretty much on the east coast, relatively when you see the map of Queensland, it's southeast Queensland." They're shocked. This is something you hear of way out west, even though Greenmount's a small little village. It's it's not remote, rural at best, because they don't have sewage, I don't think, or proper town water to the dams. They've got a community bore, they've got septic tanks. So I don't think they can count as regional, even though Toowoomba's a regional city. I think they're out enough services-wise that they're considered rural, but certainly not remote. And that's what they expect with remote. That's why they're shocked. But, they're running the show. So it was great concern. Like, what are these guys doing? So anyway, nothing had to happen. A gentleman by the name of Bill, I believe, has taken it over, renovating, and it's looking pretty schmick from what I hear. So I did mean to get a still of the post office, and I didn't. I will make sure I do that. So we sadly say goodbye to John, who's retiring, moving with his son down, I was going to say Gold Coast, which I believe it's Greater Gold Coast, but Northern Coast, New South Wales. I think he's leaving the good old Maroon State. So we wish him well. But yeah, a bit of a concern with Australia Post. So anyone who has any knowledge of inner workings locally or elsewhere in Australia, Let us know what you think. I mean, is there money for it all along, and Greenmount somehow went under the radar, or a bungle? Are the funds, do you think, used somewhere else? Has it been reallocated as a yearly bonus for some bureaucrat, or is it, rather than an error, a bungle, or even misappropriation, is it out and out corruption? I mean, I don't think so, but I mean, that's when the corruption is there. No one thinks so when people are getting away with it. So these questions have to be asked, and I'll put it to Australia Post as well. Hey, as I said, I'll get a exterior shot of the front. This time, no stills. I am going to video. Like I said, it's a privately owned post office, not owned by Australia Post, but contracted to run. Quite common in at least Queensland. Well, no, it would be all of Australia. So not many people would see a country post office like this if you live in a metropolitan area. Very small, very quaint. So we'll get a video so you can see where it all happens. Here in the beautiful little village of Greenmount, here in the Toowoomba region. So a slight breeze today. Sorry about that. So we're on the footpath, so while private business, we can see if they respect our right to publicly photograph. I'm sure they will. Quite friendly, lovely people. Appreciate us taking an interest. And I don't think they're open today. I think they're renovating. Absolutely gorgeous. Oh yeah, so let us know what you think. Comments below. Please like the video, subscribe, watch the ads. It helps, but I don't expect people to watch anything longer than 40 seconds. But any support is appreciated as we get off the ground. I've been aware of another story, so we'll get back out here sometime on something else breaking out here. Anyway, look for your comments below. And so we did actually request a response from Australia Post, and they did get back to us just before publishing. Going through what's on the screen there is what's been provided by an Australian Post spokesperson. I just want to make it clear that we did actually point out the managerial confusion when this came up, that the business is thankfully sold. I don't think when you read through they've even understand that. Granted, this is possibly from Canberra or somewhere or the like. We stressed that there was this local confusion with management in the Toowoomba district for Australia Post, that residents were concerned they'd be hung out to dry. When would they have realised that there's smaller communities in the 4359 postcode that get their mail delivered? And when you read through what's on the screen, I don't think they addressed any of it. Happy to put forward what's been said. Of course, they respect us as social media, not mainstream media. So, out of appreciation for that, obviously we let everyone have their say. I'll just quickly read through it just in case you're having difficulty seeing this. It's looking like it's clear for me, but it's we currently deliver We currently deliver mail to residents of Greenmount through the Greenmount CPA, where residents collect their mail over the counter. We understand the business is now up for sale, and we'll be working with the current operators and potential new operators to manage the transition. There are a number of factors that Australia Post uses to determine the viability of a street mail delivery service, including the number of delivery points, the volume of mail, and economic impacts. Australia Post will continue to monitor the needs of the Greenmount community and encourage customers with any inquiries about their mail to please contact us on 13 Post, from Australia Post spokesperson today. So again, I don't know whether they really read the questions and things we put forward, but still appreciate them getting back to us. Again, tell us what you think. If you have any other ideas or know the internal workings of Australia Post and what the sort of generic government speak stuff actually is saying or not saying or trying to smooth over, certainly let us know in the comments below. Like, subscribe, support us. Early days for us. And check out the other independent channels around the country and the world, especially, of course, regarding photography in public. Respect.